Yo, 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 what is up, YouTube? This is your boy, Red Death to the motherfucking animations here. And what I got for y'all today is, y'all guessed it, a tier list. A tier list of all my Plazma Burst 2 Opps. Before we start, like, comment, subscribe, and share with your boys. You already know. Now, this video was different. This video, I didn't originally come up with. It was requested by, y'all guessed it, my PB2 Opps. And I thought it was a nice idea. I was thinking about it, and, I thought it was a nice idea. Everybody's wondering, like, who I consider to be an op, why they're my op, what happened that made me consider them an op, etc. So they want me to make a tier list for it. And I thought, okay, let me entertain this because I want to get some shit off my chest too. So let me get some shit started. And here's some disclaimers, by the way, right? If y'all haven't skipped to the fucking end of the video by now, you're a real nigga. Cause I want to let y'all know, if y'all see that certain names aren't in this tier list at all, it's because, I didn't want to include them. Maybe, they were an op, but they left me alone. Maybe they changed themselves in a good way and I don't hate them anymore. Or maybe I just don't want to start unnecessary drama by mentioning certain names. Cause then I would have to, talk my shit, stand on it, and then waste more time on bullshit, So there's certain things, there's gonna be names I'm gonna leave out. Like a few names I think that I'm gonna leave out, So yeah. Now, this tier list is going to be separated into, I think, 5 or 6 parts. There's D tier, there's C tier, B tier, A tier, S tier. The D tier is they're my op, but it's not even that deep between me and them. I don't like them, I don't like them at all. But, they did some fuck shit, and, I'm not gonna forget that. But, it's not to the point where they're an S tier, where if you're an S tier, nigga, I hate you with a passion, and I'm preying on your downfall, and I want you to keep failing in life. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I know I sound like a bad person when I say that, and I'm here to tell you that I don't give a fuck if I sound like a bad person. You can suck my dick with your mother's lips, pussy. If you are an S tier, I am preying on your downfall, and I hope that you fail in life, and I hope that you end up depressed and down bad. I don't give a fuck. So yeah, this is your boy Red Death Animations, aka Jacob12345 if you know me from Plazma Burst 2. And so without further ado, let's get this shit cracking. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm looking down the list of names. Let's see who's gonna be the first nigga to get that work. Okay, I see Reject and Reject's wife, okay? First off, I never really considered Reject an op, but he did some things that I won't forget. He's not really an op, but it's he's on the list, and it's kind of he just did some things, you know what I'm saying? He just did some things Reject, he fucks with me. He fucks with MJD. Some of the things he does, though, does not properly reflect that. There's some things he did in event staff channel I can't disclose because the event staff channel is private and I can't just talk about things in public like that. But there's also some things he might have done in public, and it does not make him look like he's my friend. It doesn't make him look like he fucks with me. It doesn't make him look like he's on my side, per se. So it's kind of I'm gonna put him in the lowest tier, but I don't see him as an op. It's just, I feel, sometimes he makes me feel betrayed. Sometimes Reject makes me feel betrayed. Cause he does something, I'm like, damn nigga, I thought you was fucking with me. I thought you was my nigga. I thought you was an ally cause you were a different team, but y'all don't hate MJD, Some things you do don't make yourself look like that to me. So I'm put you in D tier, no offense. But again, he ain't my op. He just did some oppish shit. So did now his wife, Reject's wife on the other hand. Oh my god, okay. Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna put her, Reject's wife right now, I will put that girl in the D tier. I put her in D tier as well, but in the middle of the season, she was more like a B tier. Let me tell y'all something, right? With her, it's like this, right? Back when she was a B tier, she would get in my business. This is a random woman. She don't even play Plazma Burst. She don't even play these video games. She's just Reject's wife. You know, Reject is a legend in the game. So, and she's his wife. And she joined the PL server, right, during season 6, just to see what's going on, have some fun, see her husband go crazy in maps, see her husband's team go crazy in maps. She was just like a little spectator. My problem with her is she didn't remain a spectator. She wanted to get involved in my business. If she saw me beefing with an actual op, right? If she saw me beefing with an op, she would chime in and say something that I didn't like. It's not because she hate me. It's not because she disliked me. She probably didn't think that I would react the way I reacted. Like how it started, maybe I'm talking about another op on VC. She was muted. She would unmute and tell me and try to give me advice. She would try to give me advice. And I got mad at the advice, but not because like what she said was disrespectful. It was her tone. She had a concern, like she sounded concerned and a little mad towards me. That's how I took it, you know, like she was trying to give me some helpful advice. She was trying to tell me like ignore the person, etc., etc. And the way she said, I like the thing about me, if y'all get to know me personally, like I don't know if this is a common thing or is it just a me thing. I don't give a fuck either way, but if y'all get to know me, y'all gotta know that the way you speak to me, like the way you talk to me count. Like I give a fuck about that shit. If you talk to me a certain way, I'ma take it a certain way. Even when you text me, even little things like text. If I see you're texting me and I see you're texting me a certain way, I'm gonna perceive it as this and that. The way you put your words together on text makes me think, okay, this is how you must be trying to sound when you're talking. Cause texting is just another form of communication. It's almost no different from speaking. When you're speaking, you're trying to relay your thoughts, your opinions, your information. You're trying to express something to another person. Texting is almost no different. You're typing on a screen. You're expressing your thoughts and opinions, how you feel. You're expressing it on a screen. So it's almost no different. You're a real person behind a virtual avatar. So when you type with me a certain way, if I see it as disrespectful, I'm gonna take it as disrespectful. You could tell me you didn't mean it like that. I don't give a fuck. To me, you gotta learn how to talk to people. You gotta learn how to communicate properly. I don't give a fuck I don't give a fuck about your intention. You know, I'm not in your body. I'm not a ghost that possessed your body and I can feel what you're feeling, okay? You're talking to me. You're relaying your thoughts to me. You're trying to get me to understand a message, okay? So, I feel how I feel. If you speak to me a certain way, this is how it's gonna make me feel. It's not all about tone neither. It's more like this, right? I didn't ask for her advice. That's also what offended me. Like, she sees me, she heard me rant about what this toxic troll did, this op did. Right? She heard me express how wrong I thought that nigga was. And the first time I hear her speak, it's her criticizing me. Her trying to help me. I don't consider that help, and I didn't ask for it neither. In my eyes, what I see as help is defending me, sticking up for me. That's what I consider help. I don't consider help you giving your 2 cents to me, especially in a public chat where people are looking at. How I see it, if you're criticizing me in public, it makes you look like you're against me. And the ops are gonna continue laughing at me because even you are against me. At least that's how it looks. But if you stick up for me, if you defend me, the Opps might back the fuck down. If they don't back the fuck down, now they gotta deal with 2, 3, 4 people on their asses, and it's not gonna be 1v4, it's not gonna be me versus multiple Opps, it'll be 4v4s. Maybe we're gonna outnumber the Opps. That's how I see help. That's what I view as help. You're helping me shut these bitch ass niggas up. That's it. I'm not ignoring shit because I didn't start none with them fuck niggas, you know? It's not just about some dumbass game, nigga. I have been like this in real life and online. A little video game not gonna change shit, you know? That's really what it is. So, I took it as disrespect and I said what I said. After that, right, it doesn't end from there, you know. After I said what I said to her aggressively, and she tried to. So after that, it doesn't end from there. It gets worse. Maybe days later, maybe the next day. I don't really remember the exact days or whatever. All I know is, right, after I say what I say to her, I move on with my business, and I'm, you know, battling with the Opps as usual, right? That's when, like, she's getting more involved. She's chatting more towards me and or towards the Opp. Maybe she's reacting. Maybe she's laughing. Maybe she's sending emojis. Remember what I said about text, right? So even the emojis bother me because of the circumstance. Like, your reaction bothers me. I don't want to see it. I don't want to, like, I can't laugh. I can't react. No, you can, but, like, you can't just react to yourself. Why you gotta type these dumbass emojis and express how much you're laughing at the situation? Why do we have to see that shit? Keep it to yourself. This isn't your fight. This isn't your beef. This isn't your argument. This isn't your business. You have the freedom to react publicly, but obviously I'm not forcing nothing on nobody. But with freedom comes responsibility. So you have the freedom to do this. I have the freedom to do what I do to you. I have the freedom to say what I want to say to you. When I do that, that's when that's when we start arguing. That's when we start going back and forth. That's when event staff, commissioners, they're starting to mute us. As the argument progresses and I notice that you're not backing down, you're not stopping. Cause y'all know how women are. Women, they love to like talk. You know, women can be sassy as fuck. They don't stop. They keep going. They don't stop. So now imagine 2 people that refuses to shut up. Me and that woman, right? Look at me arguing with a woman, but like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'll argue with both genders. I don't give a fuck. I'll argue with both sexes. The fuck? I don't give a fuck about that other shit. Nigga, like, so it's kind of like, now I see you're not backing down. So I end up saying toxic, really toxic, fucked up shit. Now when I say the toxic, crazy shit, that's when Reject comes in. He swoops in and tries to save his wife. He tries to save her, you know, cause that's her husband, you know. People gonna be like, but can you blame him? That's her husband. I don't give a fuck. I still will blame him. I don't give a fuck. That's just how I see it. That's just how I feel. I will blame him because I feel like she deserved the treatment. She ain't deserve to get saved in that scenario. She's a grown woman who made she made her own decision. So she should face her own consequences. The fuck? I don't give a fuck if that's her husband. I'll argue with both of them if I have to. The fuck? I'll argue with her whole family if I have to. I don't give a fuck. Now back down for shit. Nigga, they started with me first. You fucking crazy? What? Like, I don't give a fuck, nigga. And then when I start getting toxic, when I start going too far, that's when they start tagging event staff. That's when they start tagging the PB2 staff. That's when they start tagging commissioners. Oh, now you want to snitch. You didn't want to snitch in the beginning. You wanted to argue with me and go back and forth and insult me and troll me. When I out insult you, that's when you start tapping out and calling for the authorities. That's exactly why that's the opposite shit I was talking about. This is how I saw Reject's wife when I considered her a B tier. Put it like this. It's kind of hard to put into words, but I'm gonna try to paint a picture for y'all. How I see it, she likes to talk shit because she knows that her husband will protect her, and other people in the server that hate me will protect her too. This is a random woman that no one's seen before. She has no reputation. She's just known as Reject's wife. She gonna come in, how I see it, she thinks she could just come in the server and say what she want and get away with it because she's Reject's wife. So when I say toxic shit towards them during arguments, that's my way of shutting that bullshit down. And I did just that. I shut it down. I don't give a fuck if that's his wife. I'll argue with both y'all niggas if y'all keep fucking. And if they mute, and if the staff mute me, I'm gonna make sure they mute y'all too, which is exactly what happened. Either that or Reject, he suddenly starts thinking logically. He'll remove himself and his wife from the situation. He'll remember he's a grown ass man and he'll just remove himself from the convo. I feel like, why didn't he do that from the start? It took me getting to that point before you start realizing, okay, let me get the fuck out of this argument. This is getting too toxic. Over time, it took multiple situations like that before Reject had to advise his wife to leave me alone. This is a common thing that happens in my beefs, whether it's in real life, let's say it's high school or some shit like that. This is a common thing that happens. It takes multiple altercations before the op realizes they should just leave me alone. But it takes multiple fights. It takes multiple fist fights. It takes multiple altercations before they start realizing, maybe this beef shit is stupid. Let's just stop this. Let's just leave this nigga alone. Why didn't they realize this from the start? That would have saved us so much trouble. That's what I was trying to make you do from the start. Leave me the fuck alone. If you left me alone, I wouldn't say anything to you in response to what you said to me. Isn't that common sense? Anyways, the first person I see on this list is Qoertz. Here's where I would place that nigga right now. At the time that I am recording this, I will put that nigga on C tier because here's what happens with him. Qoertz is more he's usually in the background. I don't know if he observes everything or whatever, but he's usually in the background. He'll say something. He'll say a little something. It's usually harmless. I'm not saying Qoertz commonly talks shit. No. Qoertz is usually, from what I remember, Qoertz is usually chill. But lately, it's if he says anything at all, it's something that might offend me a little bit. It's not just random shit that's unrelated to me. Now it's if I'm in a situation with someone else, after a little while, Qoertz will say one or two things that are about me. And from what I remember, again, this is the pattern. They don't think they're insulting me. At least from what they tell me. They don't believe that they were trying to disrespect me or some shit like that. It wasn't their intention from what they say. Here's how I see it with Qoertz. I don't think Qoertz is Reject's wife. I see it as Qoertz, and along with others on this list that I'm gonna get to soon, right? They're actually trying to insult me. That's how I see it. It's not me just hearing, no. I feel like people like Qoertz are actually they really don't like me. That's how and they're trying to troll me or get under my skin or insult me a little bit, because they don't like me, they don't like shit about me. They don't like my character. And then when I confront him about that, here's where Qoertz start asking me questions I wasn't trying to disrespect you, bro. Show me where I disrespected you. Show me where I disrespected you. And then when I tell him exactly how he disrespected me, this is when he starts deflecting. Deflecting is they'll shift into another branch of the topic. So like, let's say in this situation, I'm not going to try to babble about unrelated examples. No, I'm getting to nitty gritty. In this example, like in this circumstance, I'm telling him he's talking shit. He's asking me, how is he talking shit about me? I tell him how, and then what does he do? He's like, I'm surprised you don't talk to your own teammates this way. I think that they're also talking shit about you. What the fuck does my teammates have to do with this? Nigga, I'm talking to you. This is me and you, nigga. Pause. Like, my team got nothing to do with this. Like, you said something about me, and I took it as disrespect, and I confronted you about it. Why the fuck you going? And then you ask me a question. I answer that question, and then now you start bringing up my team, and you start saying that I have double standards or some shit, because I don't confront my team when they make fun of me and whatnot. And I'm gonna get to that in a second, of course. But that's an example of deflection. We haven't even like settled our differences, and you already jumping to what my team did. My team got nothing to do with my problem with you. But you see, when people deflect, it's a manipulation tactic. They're trying to avoid accountability. They don't want to be wrong. They don't want to look wrong. They would rather point out your flaws or point out something you did rather than finish what was initially started. So now they're overcomplicating a simple exchange. Now I gotta go into detail about why I don't do this and that to MJD members. Now I gotta start typing fucking essays to explain myself. I'm not doing that bullshit. The fuck? It's kinda obvious he was trying to pin me against my teammates because, you know, MJD won the tournament. We're the most powerful fucking team. Like, we're the best team. We have won we have beat every single team. We didn't lose once. So people are hating, people are complaining. Basically, when Qoertz says my teammates make fun of me, it's kind of like, okay, so if I'm in an argument and I'm saying shit, and repeating certain extreme phrases, extreme things that I can't say on this video because community guidelines. But if you're in the server, if you already like are a known figure in the server, like you know exactly what I'm talking about. So sometimes my teammates will say the same thing out of nowhere. Like maybe my leader, Cree, might say some that I said out of nowhere, or maybe even in the middle of a situation. Maybe Zeed, my actual teammate too, does the same thing and whatnot. And people notice that I don't call it out. I never call it out or whatever. Here's my reasons for not calling it out. One, at the time, like, I didn't see it as teasing, and even they say like it's a mix of, basically when I talked to them about that the other day, here's what they said. It's a mix of teasing and they actually mean that shit. Like, they're teasing the way, but not teasing like they think I'm a clown. Teasing like, you know how, you know, friends make fun of each other a little bit. It's a little banter, none too much. Teammates, every team has teammates that talk shit about each other a little bit. It's not like bullying or nothing like that. Just little jokes. Every team does it. I don't know why I have to call out a little joke. That's stupid. Like, so because my teammates joke around in certain things, I don't feel insulted because I know like they mean well. Like it's not double standards. It's like, I know these niggas, I see them a certain way. Depending on how I see you is how I'm gonna take the things you say sometimes, you know? Like, if one person said this, right, but then maybe like, let's say Lil Wayne or some shit, Lil Wayne says the same shit, it's gonna hit different. Nigga, that's fucking Lil Wayne, nigga. Like, nigga, I'm gonna feel how I feel if Lil Wayne said this or did this compared to an ordinary ass nigga like you. For example, that's just a little example. They're my teammates. Y'all don't know what me and my teammates went through. It's private team business We've built a bond. We've been through a lot these past few months. We've been through a lot of bullshit to win this dumbass tournament so that we can move on with our lives. So obviously, if my teammates do a little something, it's gonna take more shit for me to get angry at my teammate. It's not double standard. And even if let's say it's double standards, nigga, so what? Okay? Cause so you're telling me, if a stranger said this, if you just walk down the street, you see a stranger say this, versus if a family member that you love, like a family member says the same thing, you're telling me you're gonna take it the same way? You love that family member so much that it's gonna take more than a little joke for you to get pissed at them compared to a fucking stranger. Are you fucking retarded? This is basic shit. But these trolls, they don't have social lives in the real world. They live on the internet and they troll people all day on the internet. They look for trouble. They get a kick out of trolling. Cause in real life, if they pulled this shit, somebody gonna slap the shit out of them. So they don't know what connections are. They don't know what love is. They get their love from flirting with girls in video games or some bullshit like that. Flirting with catfishes. Fuck out of here with that shit. Qoertz, you're a bitch. The thing, why I don't like Qoertz, it's more about his character. It's not the shit the shit he says, it does make me a little mad. What makes me even angrier with Qoertz is his character. Because, he's not even on a team, for instance. So it's kind of I don't see him as relevant as people who are on teams. It's not just that, but it's also, he's in the background. He's usually quiet, like a little introvert. So it's kind of when he actually comes out and says something, it's who the fuck do you think you are? Know your fucking place, you fucking worm. You're not the main character. You're not him. You're not Timothy Himerson. Sit your fat ass in the corner and spectate, bitch. Don't think you have the right to say shit. You're my worm. You're a side character. Nobody cares about side characters. Nigga, they're in the background. You're a background character. Not even a side character. You're a background character. That's the word. Nobody cares about background characters. They're in the background. We're focused on the main characters and the side characters. Qoertz, you're not even on a team. You're not even event staff anymore. You broke a rule and you got demoted. Your opinion is invalid. I don't want to hear your bullshit. I don't have any respect for you. Suck my cock, you stupid piece of shit worm. Fuck yourself. I don't like you. I never liked you. You're a piece of shit. And I see why now. I knew there was something about your ass. You're YRN. That's one. But I knew there was something about your ass that I didn't like. And now, thanks to this season, these past few months, now I see why I don't like your ass. And I hope you see this. Nigga, everybody gonna be watching this. So I hope you watch it too. The next nigga is Delfy. Oh, this is a good one. I said something about Delfy in the middle of the song and whatnot. Who the fuck are you? Are you Resolute or Josh's dog? Call you Marmaduke? That's that nigga. That's fucking Delphy's bitch ass. Delfy is almost no different from Qoertz, but he's actually on a team. He's in Resolute. So he's somewhat relevant. He's not some background character. I would probably put him on C tier as well at the moment. If there was a peak in our beef, I would put that nigga, I would still put him on C tier. He's not that bad. He's not that big of a piece of shit. It's just, he just rubbed me the wrong way. He's like Qoertz, but he's on a team, basically. Delfy is not as active, but sometimes when he does get active, he does some, and he's talking about me, or is replying to some shit I said out of nowhere. He'll reply to me in a disrespectful way, tone as well. The thing with Delfy is he doesn't really give a fuck how you feel for real. Notice how I said for the other people, they're gonna tell me they didn't intend on disrespect. No, Delfy doesn't give a fuck. Delfy, he's not gonna tell you he isn't disrespecting you. No, he wants you to know he disrespected you. me explain real quick. Delfy doesn't give a fuck. He will he's very honest. I think that's the word I'm looking for. I'm trying to explain it in a way. Unapologetically honest. Yo, did I say that shit wrong? Oh my god. Did I say that shit wrong, bro? Let me know in the comments. Holy shit. Okay. So, yeah, he's honest. He don't give Delphy's one of those people. He don't give a fuck about your feelings like that. He's gonna say what he feels like he wants to say, what he feels like he has to say. He doesn't give a fuck. And if you argue with him, he's gonna argue with you back or whatever. He comes off as like this emo person. He's very emo, like, at least to me. His profile picture is of this girl with, like, I think she has, like, black makeup. I don't know if it's like a goth. I don't fucking know. It has a filter on it and whatnot. It's kind of hard to explain what I mean, but basically, he's like that. But the main thing about him, like, Delphi doesn't spend all day arguing with you. He'll just shut the fuck up after a little bit of time passes. He's not like the others where they will go back and forth with you for hours. No, Delphi shuts the fuck up. Maybe he's busy doing something. I don't fucking know. But he shuts the fuck up. Because the people that I mentioned earlier, like, they have lives too, but they will still go back and forth with you on the fucking internet, but they technically do have lives. Like, Reject and his wife, they have a family. Like, the fuck, he's you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't think he has a girl or any family, nothing like that, but he shuts up a lot quicker than the others. That's part of why he's not a B tier or an A tier. He's more of a C tier. Cause you can knock him down fast. Like, you can beat his ass fast and just move the fuck on. Like, you know, he doesn't say anything too crazy. He's just annoying. That's basically it. Like, you know how I'm event staff, right? Event staff basically have moderator powers and shit in the server. This nigga posted a capybara. I don't even know if I said the fucking word right, because I don't know what the fuck, like, it's basically a fucking animal. He posted an animal like a capybara taking a shit on a bed, all over a bed, a picture of that. Who the fuck wants to look at that in a public server? I deleted and I was asking him, like, yo, chill. I didn't mean it disrespectfully. I didn't even sound disrespectful, but let's say I did. Like, you posted a capybara taking a shit, and this nigga Delphi want to try to curse me out. Sometimes he'll retaliate. When I tell him to stop, like, he'll just post it more. And start getting all, you know, stubborn, defensive. He act like I insulted his mom or some shit. I just told you to chill. Nobody wants to look at that. And remember what I said about deflection. So he'll be like, oh my god, you get to say all this fucked up shit in the server. You beef with everyone in the server. You talk all this shit, but I can't post a capybara taking a shit? What kind of double standards is that? And then he fucking posted some more or whatever. Like, and first of all, like, I don't get away with all my shit. Nigga, I've been muted a million times before I became, back when I wasn't event staff and I was just a regular member, nigga, I've been muted a million times. I've been timed out a million times. My messages and pictures get deleted a million times. The event staff constantly has to lecture me and talk to me. There was even a time where, like, you know what I'm saying, Panos, who's a commissioner, he had to step in and, you know, deliver consequences to me because of my actions. I'm not some fucking, like, I'm not royalty. Nigga, I get punished too. You just aren't, again, Delphi is not that active, so he doesn't see it. He just like listens to what my ops say and he believes it because he's an op as well. He'll deflect. He'll be like, bro, you break rules all the time. How are you even event staff? How are you not punished? You break rules all the time. He'll deflect, and then he'll proceed to retaliate and post the shit. So I take away his media perms for like 3 days or maybe 1 day. I don't even fucking know, you know? And with Delphi, at first, I wasn't even going back and forth with him. I was trying to be professional because, again, I'm event staff. You know, everybody wants me to be professional because, like, I'm event staff. I have to act mature. I was trying to be mature and nice and everything. I didn't insult him at first. I was telling him to chill, but he was insulting me. So now we're in the present, and it's like, now in the present, he, like, we won season 6. Like, I'm not even gonna be touching that game like that all fucking day anymore. But now it's like, niggas hating, and I'm standing my ground, and then here goes Delfy. He just come out of nowhere and starts talking shit. He'll sometimes give his 2 cents, like, who the fuck asked? And then, like, if he's not giving his 2 cents, he's actually, like, blatantly insulting me and talking shit. So that's when we start going back and forth a little. But Delfy, again, thing with Delfy, he doesn't go back and forth with you for long. He shuts his ass up quick. So I had to hold out against that fuck nigga. So yeah, that nigga, that piece of shit is a C tier. Congratulations, fucktard. The next one is Olenthros. I didn't want him to be an up. I even tried to tell him, like, I don't hate him. I had, like, literally, last week, I had to tell that nigga, like, I talked about 300, but I had to specify, I don't think the entire team is shit. It's just certain people on there. And I had to repeat and, like, eventually Olenthros understood that. Cause at first he didn't understand and he felt disrespected, and then we had to go back and forth arguing. But eventually, that nigga understood, like, nigga, I was not coming after you. Nigga, I got no beef with you. If I got beef with you, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it. I was trying to tell Olenthros, like, you're usually cool, you're in the background, stay there, stay out my business, don't get in my beefs. I got no problem with you. Like, stay out of it. Stop asking me questions about myself. And like, one thing I hate too, people on the server be like, I'm just asking a question. I'm just asking a question. I don't care. I don't care if you're just asking a question. Because curiosity killed the cat. Mind your business. So keep your curiosity to yourself, man. If you see me fighting with people, why are you gonna ask me a question? You think do I look like I want to answer your questions right now? In that moment? Like, nigga, I'm beefing with people. The fuck I look like just answering these little questions? People gotta use their common sense. People be like, and then, like, I hate them to be like, oh my god, it's a public server, so it's everyone's business. That doesn't mean it's your business. My business is anything that got everything to do with me and nothing to do with you. Whatever I got going on, it got nothing to do with you. It's unrelated to you. It's unrelated to you. It's my business. If I'm beefing with Juan, if I'm going back and forth with Josh bitch ass, right? What does that got to do with Olenthros? What does Josh have to do with Olenthros? Where's the relationship? If I'm going back and forth with Josh about paying energy $100, for instance, what does that got to do with Olenthros? Mind your business. And then half the time that people ask me questions, they're not just asking me questions. They're usually trying to troll me. And then if I answer their questions, now it turns into them disagreeing with me. But I thought you had a question. So after I answer your question, now you want to debate with me. Now you want to talk. Why can't you just ask a question, I answer your question, and you just move on. You just keep it moving. If I answer your question, I'm inviting myself into a trap. Now because first I'm just asking a question, and then I can't have an opinion. Freedom of speech, bro. Just ask your question, wait for an answer, and move on. If I don't answer your question, move on. Stop pressing at me. Leave me the fuck alone. Olenthros hasn't argued with me since, but one problem I have with Olenthros lately is now he's just like, it's the same thing with Reject's wife at one point. Now, like, he's just laughing in the background. Like, he's just laughing and sending emojis of laughter. Or he's reacting, like, he'll do the Discord reaction thing. So, if you react, you put an emoji under what someone said or whatever. That also offends me, because if somebody's laughing at me, do you expect me to just feel flattered? Nigga, you're laughing at me. You're laughing laughing at me. You're laughing at what that person said about me. You know, I don't think I'm wrong to feel some type of way, because if you're laughing at me, it's at my expense. You know, someone insulted me and you found that insult funny. You expect me to feel good about that? So it's kind of like you're still in my business because you're laughing. Now, if you laugh to yourself, maybe in real life, and I didn't hear it, if I didn't see any indication that you found what this nigga said funny, that's different, you know? But you're openly expressing your emotions about something unrelated to you in that server, and you're laughing at what my op said about me. That makes me think you're an op too. You had all that energy to laugh at me. You didn't have that energy to stick up for me. If I had to give him a tier right now, I would put Olenthros like maybe in the D tier. Now on to Fabio. I would put that nigga in the B tier. Only because Fabio's is terrible at arguments. Like Arby, like Fabio, like he's just a retard. He's just stupid. Nobody really likes that nigga. I don't even know if English is his first language. Nobody takes him serious. Like, he's a self-proclaimed Nazi and he hates certain religions or whatever. I don't know, certain groups of people. Me personally, I don't really care about that political shit. I don't care about all that other shit. You know, it got nothing to do with me. I don't really give a fuck about that. No offense to the people out there that do. That are, you know, it's just, I don't know much about all that. Why Fabio annoys me personally is like, Fabio's a dick rider. Like, he's always glazing me, giving me fun little nicknames. I think he's like a really cool person at first. He's always gassing me up, always talking to me with respect. If I'm going back and forth with an op, Fabio's gonna probably just come out of nowhere, get in my business, and say something negative about me. Like you did all that dick riding, you did all that glazing just to say some negative shit in the middle of a beef. He's just a dick rider. I just don't like niggas like that. Fabio's just a dick rider. And then Fabio, like, when you go back and forth with Fabio, it's like, he's persistent, but he's not really saying shit. He's really not. He just says anything. He doesn't really argue or debate. You know, he doesn't really say shit. He's an ignoramus. Like, he wishes he was Adolf Hitler. I don't know if this nigga was dropped on the head as a baby. I don't know if this man's autistic. I don't even know. I don't like this nigga. Up next is Dman. Dman is like Fabio, but Dman has some debate skills. He actually can debate a little bit. Fabio just like says a few words persistently. D-Man, he has a bigger vocabulary, I guess, but he's still kind of like a retard. Nobody really takes his arguments that seriously. You know, whenever people talk to me about Fabio, they say he just yaps all day. Half the time he's trolling and yapping. You know, he's not really saying shit. Like, okay, if I had to put D-Man on a tier right now as I'm speaking, I'm putting him in the A tier. I wish I knew D-Man in real life so I could have a conversation with him. Wink, wink. Again, y'all see the common trope here. I'm in the middle of something, my own shit in the server, my own beef in the server, and D-Man's yet another person that will swoop in and say something. He's one of the people that, like, he doesn't think he's being offensive, at least from what he tells me. His intention wasn't to offend me. In the beginning, right, if he realizes he offended me, he'll try to be kind and apologize and leave me alone. And he did that over and over and over. Again, if you're gonna apologize, like, mean that shit. Mean it. If you're gonna apologize, mean it. Same thing with Domino. That's why I put, you know, I don't know if I even talked about Domino yet. If I did, if I had to rank Domino right now as I'm speaking, I'm putting him in maybe A tier. Same thing with D-Man. I'm putting that nigga in A tier. They pissed me off a lot, but not to the point where I'm gonna report them and get them banned. Not to the point where, you know, like, for example, if I have to go to Bloody, right? If I had to skip ahead to Bloody, I'm putting Bloody in S tier. That's why, you know, I reported that nigga and got him banned from PL. Because he's on a different level with it. This man Bloody was out for my head. Like, he was coming for me. That nigga, he made it his mission to troll me every fucking day. So I had to get that nigga gone. That's S tier. And I'm preying on his downfall. So back to Dman, right? He's A tier. I don't completely hate him, but he's definitely a piece of shit. Again, if you catch someone apologizing to you over and over in the same types of situations, it's like they're not learning their lesson. That means that they don't mean their apology. They're not actually sorry because they keep on repeating the same offense over and over and over, providing the same excuses over and over and over. It's only a matter of time before they start showing their true colors and they stop apologizing to you. That's exactly what happened. Recently, everybody is ganging up on me, and Dman, he's included. He's ganging up on me. He's acting like he didn't apologize to me a million times within the last couple weeks. Now he stopped apologizing and he's insisting on riding my dick, trolling me, and trying to, argue with me. And it's like, I'm so mad at that nigga, I don't know what to do with him. We're on YouTube, I can't say certain things, but y'all know what I'm getting at. Sometimes certain people make me so mad, I don't know how to express it. That's how mad I am. I don't know what to do. What am I gonna do with Dman? I don't know where he lives at, and what do I say to him that's going to break him? What am I gonna say to him that's gonna shut him up now? How do I deal with niggas like him who are annoying as fuck and they won't shut the fuck up? What the fuck am I supposed to say? If I mute this nigga, they gon' say that I'm abusing my power. If I try to get this nigga banned, they not gonna ban it in the PL server. What the fuck am I supposed to do with this nigga? I can't physically, I don't know him in real life, and there's only so much I can do to him online. What the fuck am I supposed to do with this nigga? It's kind of like with Bloody. I know what to do with him, even if he's a tier above Dman. I know what to do with Bloody. Cause Bloody doesn't give a fuck about getting banned. He'll send this picture, even if it's pornographic, or he'll say certain incriminating things. He doesn't really give a fuck. Bloody is easy as fuck to report. What the fuck am I supposed to do with Dman? I mean, I defeated Dman numerous times, but it's kind of how long am I gonna have to do this? Is there a quicker way to shut this dumbass fuck nigga up? Cause Dman, he's always looking for an argument. Everyone in the community hates Dman. Nobody likes this nigga. Everybody thinks he's annoying as fuck. Let me show y'all what I said to him the other day. And everybody was laughing at him. Even Dman, this was back when Dman was more apologetic for his actions. Okay, so here's what he said. This is after he tried to chime in a beef of mine, but he apologized. So he was like this, right? Either way, I forfeit anything I've said. I'm gonna mind my business. And then I said, Dman says this all the time, and it's never true. And then he says, I've said this once. And then I was like, no, you haven't. And he said, maybe twice ever, LOL. And then I was like, you've went back and forth with me before, and then you decide to mind your business temporarily. And then he's like, I apologize. And then I was like, because you don't actually mean it. And then he said, okay, I apologize for anything I've done previously. And then I was like, your human instincts and personality slip out constantly because you lack basic self-control. You're the kind of person to waltz into a church and argue with the priest about Christianity. You just can't help but openly question every fucking thing. Just shut the fuck up and mind your fucking business. People like you used to be all over PB2 in its prime days. Your kind pisses me off the most. And they do. Stop arguing with everyone. Not everyone really wants to argue with you. Everyone is tired when they argue. Nobody really wants to argue with you. You just wake up every day looking for someone to debate with. Not everybody likes to argue. Shut the fuck up and mind your fucking business. And then by the time of this recording, there's people telling me in real life, D-Man's an introvert. Why can't he be an introvert on the internet? Because he knows in real life, if he argues like this with people, somebody gonna slap the fuck out of him. He don't pull this shit in real life because he knows that people will stomp him out. They will rip his ears off and stab him with it. Sharp ass ears. Shut the fuck up and mind your fucking business, asshole. I fucking hate you. Fuck yourself. Matter of fact, fuck that shit. Put this fuck nigga D-Man in S tier. I'm putting this dumbass ape in S tier. Fuck this albino elf. Sharp ass ears having ugly ass. How many girlfriends have you ever had in your life, Dman? How many girls have you walked up to? What have they said about how you look? You talk all this shit. Let me know in the comment section. I'm tired of your shit. I see why niggas doxed him. Like, I understand why they leaked his face. I understand now. I see why they doxed Dman. I understand now. I hate this nigga. Thank God they doxed him. I am praying on his downfall now. I don't like this nigga. Me personally, not that I did it, but you know, if I had a chance, I would do more than dox this nigga. Cause I don't I hate this nigga. I just don't fucking like this nigga. Nobody likes this nigga. Why is D-Man even a thing in this fucking community? He should quit the game. D-Man should quit everything on the internet. D-Man should quit the internet. If I look like D-Man, if y'all seen how this nigga look, if I look like D-Man, I would, and my face got exposed, I am deleting all of my accounts and ghosting everybody, nigga. I am quitting everything on the internet and I'm gonna change my life, nigga. Like, why? Why do niggas like D-Man who look like shit get online every day and argue with people 24/7? Have y'all I wish I could show y'all how this nigga looks, but that's doxing. I'm not gonna do that. I wish I could, but I got self-control. I'm not gonna take it that far. But if y'all seen how this nigga looks, you'd understand why I let this nigga get me this fucking mad. Cause he's a worm. This nigga ain't shit. And he thinks he could argue with me in the PL server? He should be shining my shoes. He looks like a custodian. He should be cleaning the floor that I walk on. Clean the very floor I walk on. Clean the very toilet I take a shit on. You're a worm. Fuck yourself, D-Man. I just don't like this nigga. I just don't. The next one is Be Free. I would put right at this moment, me and Be Free, I don't like Be Free right now. I don't know if I'll ever just magically like Be Free again, because with me, people think that I just forgive them and just act like what they did didn't happen. No, I forgive people through conversations. Be Free, I don't think Be Free gonna talk to me anytime soon. So right now, I don't like Be Free until he gives me the conversation and the treatment that I want. So right now, I put Be Free in the A tier. I put in Be Free in the A tier. And let me explain why. Cause Be Free was a good friend of mine. He did a lot of good for me. I did a lot of good for him. He did me favors. He also tried giving me advice over the months and all that stuff. He's not a bad person, but obviously no one's perfect and we all have our flaws, and it's just his flaws are something else. Let me tell y'all. So basically with Be Free, it's like this. Most of the time, it seems like he's on my side during my beefs with my Opps. Most of the time, it looks like he's making objective decisions that benefit me and or the other party. Let's say we're arguing in the PL server and it's me and an Opp arguing. Be Free, sometimes he'll step in and just mute the both of us, or he'll nuke various messages that we said towards each other and try to shut us up. I like that. He's not just targeting me. He's not just criticizing me. He's not just after me. If he has to, he'll criticize me and the Opp. There's been plenty of times where he was completely on my side and he defended me. But then there's gonna be rare moments. Be Free does not take my side and he openly criticizes only me, even though there's a million things he could have said towards the Opp. He just blatantly, there's gonna be rare moments that he'll yell at me, he'll target me, he'll treat me like a stranger, he'll treat me like we was never friends in the first place. He'll say all this shit. He'll be like, I need help. He'll be like, he doesn't understand how to talk to me. He doesn't know how to talk to me. Nigga, I tell you how to talk to me. You just don't want to talk to me that way. You know what to tell me. You just don't want to tell me things I want to hear. You don't want to do things in the way I want you to do them. You don't want to criticize me in the way that I want to be criticized. You just don't agree with none of my shit. You don't agree with me, you know? And it's like, sure, these moments are rare, but when they happen, it makes a huge impression. It's a big deal when it happens. Cause while it's not happening a lot in sheer quantity, when it does happen, it outshines a lot of good stuff he has done for me because of the intensity of it all. The sheer magnitude of bullshit B-Free has put me through when he has his moments, which are rare, they outshine the good moments we had together. That's how bad it is. That's how bad it is. And it was just what made me want to put this nigga in A tier is because recently I was arguing with a fuck nigga op named Defnot. I was arguing with that nigga. Whatchamacallit. And not just him. Again, I was going back and forth with Dman too and whatnot. I was going back and forth with these niggas, you know, cause Dman don't really want to mind his business. We had to go back and forth. Dman thought he was helping me by not leaving me alone, but he only made the situation worse, you know. Like if he simply left me alone, I wouldn't have typed for hours or did what I did for hours or whatever the fuck I did. B-Free swoops in. He only criticizes what I did. He just can't believe, like, I said what I said. I said what I said. I typed what I typed for that long. I did this and that and the third. Like, do you not see D-Man going back and forth with me for a long time? You don't see half of these niggas. You don't see half of these niggas on my head. Why is B-Free always focused on me? He's always focused on what the fuck I'm doing. Where was the days? Why can't he go back to the days where he defended me? Or if he was going to criticize me, he criticized the op too. But now, why the fuck is he focused on me? And this isn't the first time. Like, again, it's rare. The last time he acted like this, like the last time, was earlier in September. Earlier this month that I'm recording this. Earlier this month. And what pisses me off the most about B-Free is we're gonna after these rare moments, right, happen in public, we go to private DMs. We're talking in DMs. I'm expressing myself, like we're expressing ourselves in DMs. And when I say what I say, when I want B-Free to leave me alone and all the other shit, cause I'm too pissed off at him and he's not really learning his lesson, B-Free is just like, okay. Like, he says alright. He says okay. Like, that's it, nigga? That's it? You're gonna just say okay after all that shit you put me through? You just gonna say okay? That's it? And then, when people are on your head, when people are talking shit about you, you go to my DMs ranting. How would you feel if I was just like, B-Free, you're in the wrong, bro. That's why these niggas are after you. You're in the wrong. Stop that shit. How would you feel if I told you that? How would you feel if I just gave you a simple okay? Imagine you spent like 10 minutes ranting in my DMs and I just look at you and I'm like, okay, alright, that's it? Wouldn't you want me to say more? Wouldn't you want me to do more for you to help you feel better? That's it? Okay. And then when I treat you how I treat you, that's when you get emotional. That's when you want to have a talk with me. Cause don't forget, earlier this month we were on call having an actual conversation. I heard your voice and everything. Did you forget all that already? It's only been like 2-3 weeks. The fuck is wrong with you? And then you start hitting me with, you do everything for me and I'm ungrateful. You do B-Free thinks that he's done everything for me and I'm ungrateful. He acts like I didn't do shit for him. And that's why I'm putting this nigga in A tier, because B-Free was the main guy I depended on to help me out in these situations, to defend me, to stick up for me in these situations. And he's usually that guy. He's usually the main guy that defends me in these situations. So when he does what he does in these rare moments, it hurts. It hurts because this isn't the same B-Free that I appreciated. This isn't the same B-Free that I became friends with. This nigga B-Free wanna hit me with, Jacob, like, I noticed, like, every 2-3 days you're calm and then you get back to being angry and shit like that. Be Free deadass thinks that I have some type of mental illness or some shit, and he's not alone. He's not alone. There's people with these narratives about me. What about people for the past 2-3 days, them people that piss me off, they haven't done anything that makes me pissed. And then on the 4th day, they finally do something that makes me pissed. What, Be Free expects me to be angry every fucking day for no reason? Like an actual person with mental illness? Nigga, how I behave is a reflection of what I see, of my environment, in the environment I'm in. If I see bullshit, that's how I'm going to react. If everything looks nice and calm, I'm gonna be nice and calm. If I feel like there's some unfinished business, I'm gonna act like there's some unfinished business. Just because, let's say we're in an argument and you suddenly just stop talking and leave me alone, that don't mean that we're done here. That don't mean I'm just gonna forget shit and act nice. I'm gonna treat you like garbage because we have unfinished business. Don't argue with me and then just magically walk away like that. I'm not done with your ass. If, you shouldn't have argued with me in the first place. You shouldn't have gotten me angry in the first place. Now deal with the consequences until I feel better. It's that simple. You got me started, so I'm gonna finish it. It's that simple. Be Free, you just pissed me off because, you like to do rash things that piss me off, and then you just walk away. You just go offline. You just move on while I'm stuck here mad at you. You don't even try to make sure I'm okay. You don't check up on me. You don't make sure that we're straight. You don't make sure that we're tight. You just act like you didn't do what you did. You act like because you might have moved on, I moved on. That don't mean I moved on from shit. We got unfinished business, whether you like it or not. So until we finish the bullshit you started, you are an op, and I'm gonna treat you like shit. You're gonna be upset. You're gonna be confused, but you're not gonna ask me any genuine questions in my DMs because you are sometimes retarded and you lack proper communication skills. I asked you, this nigga Def Not, he got me demoted for a little while. Be Free was one of the first people I asked to give me back my event staff role. He purposely said no, and he just felt like I just needed help. But earlier that same day, he's like, he don't know how to talk to me. Everything he says makes me mad. So he was wondering, how should he talk to me? How do I want him to talk to me? But if I told him how I want to be talked to, you think he's gonna actually do what I want him to do? Attempt to do what I want him to do? He's not gonna do shit. He's gonna keep doing whatever the fuck he wants to do. That's my main thing with Be Free. Yes, sometimes he embarrasses me in public during my beefs with other ops. But what hurts me the most is someone I thought was my friend, he's just gonna let me be mad. He's just gonna let me be mad. He don't know, in his eyes, he don't know how to make me feel better. So he's just gonna leave me alone. He's just gonna walk away after pissing me off. Not before he pisses me off. He's gonna walk away after the damage has been done. He's just gonna let me be mad. He's not gonna try to patch things up with me. Domino, for instance, I don't like that nigga neither. I got my issues with Domino too, but at the very least, I'll give Domino some credit. Usually when he sees I'm mad, he tries to offer solutions that I might like. He tries to patch things up between us. He tries to make deals with me. He tries to talk to me in calming ways, maybe. He'll at least try. He don't know what to do, but he at least tries something. Be Free doesn't try shit. He doesn't use his brain and figure stuff out. He just walks away after the damage has been done. And he just expects me to just calm down. He'll start talking to me again after he notices I am calm. He's not gonna nip the situation in the bud. He's not gonna nip the situation he's not gonna figure out the source of the situation, the source of my anger, and at least try to fix things, especially in a way that I find suitable. That's my problem with Be Free. So be free right now is fuck you, and you are an A tier. Deal with it. Josh is S tier, like no question. Josh is one of my worst ops. S tier. Josh, I'm praying on your downfall. I'm glad MJD beat your team, the New Riggers. MJD beat New Riggers. I'm glad. Josh, fuck you. You're scum. You're a piece of garbage. You know, like, it's a given. Everyone knows I'm going to put Josh in S tier. Everyone already knew that. He's S tier. Let me try to give a rough summary of how he became an S tier. You know, I used to be in YRN, the clan, right? I joined 5 years ago, 2020. And Josh was one of the chillest niggas I knew. If there was a problem, he was one of the main people that tried to solve it. Maybe we'd be in voice chat talking things out. He would offer solutions. He would give me advice, etc. You know, Josh used to be chill. It's just the problem happened during PL Season 5, Plazma League Season 5. I was offering criticisms about certain things unrelated to Josh. It was criticisms concerning Season 5 itself, with the free agency system, the veto system, the trading system. I had issues with all this shit. Nobody wanted to listen to me. The event staff, the commissioners, nobody wanted to take me seriously. Nobody wanted to listen to me. Hell, if anything, I didn't have any problems with Josh throughout Season 5. What happened was, nobody listened to me. MJD also lost Season 5, primarily because nobody really wanted to join our team. Nobody really good wanted to join our team. They were avoiding MJD, and they just became free agents because, like, when you're a free agent, it's because you did not sign up for PL. You didn't sign up and let a manager draft you into a team. You became a free agent so that a manager could personally hit you up and ask for your permission to join their team. And you decide if you want to join that team or not. And because of stuff like that, MJD lost in Season 5. And Misfits, right, that team won Season 5. Most of the people that joined PL, especially in Season 5, they were from YRN. So imagine your own clanmates. Most of the FAs consist of your clanmates. Like, they avoid MJD and they refuse to help us try to win PL for once. So after PL was over and Misfits was the strongest team in Season 5, it consisted of the YRN higher-ups, Josh included. You know, I believe, at least, it was Josh in that team as well. But yeah, and I had my issues with Misfits, but they weren't as major as the issues I had with the free agency system and the veto system and all that other shit. On top of that, when people were not taking me seriously, people like Juan and others, Juan's another YRN higher up. Sometimes Juan would like insult me, tell me to shut up. He would speak to me in disrespectful ways when I was just using my freedom of speech and complaining. I wasn't even like talking shit. I would be complaining. I would be like just listing critiques in a civilized way, just repetitively over and over and over because nobody wanted to listen to me. And Juan would tell me shut the fuck up. Or whatever the fuck, you know. Now, this made me, after Season 5 was over, I left YRN. I just left the clan. That's it. And the YRN higher-ups, Josh, Juan, etc., they would DM me asking why I left. They would try to, and we would and then we would debate. We would debate personally, like, you know, privately, and they would try to offer me ways to get back in the clan. Like, they kept insisting I come back into the clan. They tried to work things out with me. And I was gonna rejoin. But I said I was gonna rejoin if I get prestige. Like, if I get my prestige back. Because obviously, at the time I left YRN, I was prestige. It's like a higher rank. It's a higher rank. Like, I wasn't an ordinary YRN member. I was a little higher up in the hierarchy. And Josh was the one that made me prestige in the first place. So I thought, if I'm gonna rejoin this clan after everything y'all did to me in Season 5, 5, I want my prestige back. They refused. Obinator refused. I think Juan and Josh also refused because like they saw it like nobody can just leave their clan and come back and expect that their original roles would return. They wanted me to build my shit from the ground up. I'm like, excuse me. I'm not the one begging to get back in the clan. Y'all want me to come back. Y'all are insisting I come back into the clan. Y'all gonna follow my terms because y'all fucked up in my eyes. So y'all gonna listen to me. Y'all gonna follow my terms. If y'all can't follow my terms, leave me alone. I began to really hate Josh during season 6. I was just giving y'all context, like me and Josh used to be really tight, really cool. And then like season 6 happened. And as y'all know from the diss track and whatnot, Josh paid $100 for a free agent. Not just any free agent. He paid Energy, a top tier legendary player in the community, in the game. He paid that man $100 to join his team because Energy wasn't gonna even participate in this tournament. He had better shit to do, bigger things to worry about. He had better games to play on his free time. And if he wasn't playing games in his free time, he was at work or some other shit like that. So he wasn't even going to participate in this season. So Josh felt like he had to pay him $100 to play with him. Like, that's dirty as fuck. That's dirty. That's not exactly where I hated Josh though. That's not where I hated him. I hated Josh because like when I confronted him, when everyone confronted him, it wasn't just me. Everyone was basically criticizing what Josh did. Well, damn near everyone. Most people were, but I'll let y'all know. I might let y'all know who stuck up for Josh because they're also on the op list. Some of them are on the op list. But what happened was Josh tried to explain himself. He sounded very sincere and whatnot, but that's not where I hated him. Where I began to hate him was like after he was done explaining himself, he realized he wasn't getting anywhere with me. He began to become aggressive. He began to talk shit. He began to double down. He was not sorry for paying $100 for a free agent. He was prepared to defend himself over and over. He was prepared to talk shit. He was prepared to show he was not sorry. He did not want to take any accountability for his actions. That's when I realized that's his true colors. How you go from having a meaningful conversation with us to now you're just gonna stand on shit and talk shit and just double down and refuse to listen. That let me know you're an op. Like, that let me know, like, you're a piece of shit and you aren't feeling any shred of guilt for what you've done. You won't even try to offer a compromise. You didn't even try to offer a compromise. You didn't at least try to work things out between us. That's my main issue with you. So, and then throughout the rest of the season, Josh would continue pulling fake stunts. Fake ass stunts. He would continue talking shit about MJD. We chased him out the server. We got him demoted from event staff. We chased, and like he left the server in rage and everything like that. Every time something wrong happened to MJD though, like for example, we did some bad things too, but not because our intentions was bad. We just made mistakes. We didn't mean to make them. We weren't trying to be dickheads when we did what we did. And we faced our punishment. Zed couldn't play with us in the semifinals. We faced our punishment and still won. But every time things weren't looking too good for MJD, Josh would suddenly come back to the PL server and start talking shit. Or he was already in the server, but he was inactive. And then when bad things were happening, when bad things were happening to us, that's when he began to get active and talk shit. And I just don't like Josh as a person. One of the reasons, like he's a very lazy person. He's just a lazy person that just smokes weed all day. He just smokes and does drugs all day. One of the reasons he paid $100 for energy, he didn't want to have to play this game anymore. He wanted energy to play the game for him. He was tired of the game. We all are tired of this game. We all want to stop playing this shit. So what Josh did, he paid $100 so that someone else can do his work for him while he's fucking clocks out of work and then smokes weed or some shit. For someone that barely pitches in for his team, mind you, this was the manager. He barely pitches in for his team, right? For someone that barely helps out, he's talking a lot of shit. Niggas like him, I just don't like niggas like him. He has a huge reputation in the game for no good reason. He's a lazy piece of shit that doesn't maintain the reputation he's built for himself over the years. I just don't like his character. I said everything I had to say in that diss track. I just don't like that nigga. He's an S tier piece of shit. Up next is Cole. Cole is S tier. He's S tier. He's basically Josh's little lapdog. He's definitely S tier. I thought Cole was chill too. Cole seemed more rational than Josh. More calm and rational. But during the situation, notice how I brought up the MJD situation earlier? Like how we did we made mistakes too, and we owned up to them. During one of those mistakes we made, like in the heat of the moment, when we haven't even fully digested everything, it was like basically a stream snipe situation, and we just got out of a match. So we were hype, we were calm, we were also celebrating our win against Resolute at that time. This was like round 5 in the regular season. And then Cole is accusing us of stream sniping. And in the heat of that moment, there were mixed answers. I said things that didn't align with what Seed said and what Kreese said and what Pano said, etc., etc. It was in the heat of the moment, like fresh in the beginning of the situation. I thought Zeed didn't stream snipe. I thought he knew better than that. Zeed was admitting he did stream snipe. He was admitting it. I thought he was just lying. I'm like, there's no way this nigga actually stream snipe. So because of these mixed answers between MJD members, Cole got mad because he thought that all he was gonna do was ask us questions and interrogate us, but he felt like we lied to him. He felt like we neglected to take accountability for what Z did, when that's not the case. It's just I genuinely did not believe Z stream sniped at the time. It was fresh in the situation. I didn't even get to look at the live stream where Z apparently did ask for someone to share their screen so you could stream snipe, I was just saying my point of view. I was assuming Cole was just like rigging and accusing us of stuff to make us look bad. I was under that impression at first, but Cole took it he took it the wrong way, and he began to yell at us, talk shit, he was losing his cool, he was acting unprofessionally, etc. He was acting very unprofessional, etc., etc. And then there's little times throughout the tournament where Cole does go back and forth with me for other issues that are unrelated to this one, and sometimes he will also go back and forth with me for issues relating to this one. Sometimes he would lose his cool and he would say shit, constantly questioning me instead of minding his business, etc., etc. But towards the end of the season, he began to calm down. He began to just let me do me for the most part. But it's just like, y'all get the message now. Just because you calm down and forget shit don't mean I'm gonna forget. I don't forget that easily when it comes to these things. We have unfinished business, so until then, you're S tier. It's really that simple. I don't care. No, I'm not forgetting none of this shit. And I look at Cole differently because of this. It's really that simple. And then recently, like within the past 3-4 days, I had to scream at this nigga because I was muting Def Knot and Cole kept on unmuting him. And even Wally is like, bro, you can't just do that. Like if one event staff does something, the other one can't just arbitrarily undo it like that. There's a process and stuff like that. So I think Cole helped rig season 6. This is an unrelated thing. Like, this is a separate topic. I also think Cole helped rig Plasma League season 6. I think he took part in it. I think he's in cahoots with other people that rigged season 6. And not just season 6, but the previous seasons as well. Like 4 and 5, for instance. So that's part of why I consider Cole an S tier. Now, Arby. Next one on the list is Arby. Arby's S tier. I don't like that nigga. I don't know if I ever will like that nigga. I used to like that nigga, like, pause. I used to respect him and I had good feelings about him. I thought he was just a chill, fun person that likes to just joke around a little bit. Just a chill, fun person. And he was also good friends with me and other people. He had a good pass with Mohammed, who was one of my MJD teammates at the time. But Arby, he just randomly likes to switch up on people without warning. He's not even gonna argue with you and let you know that he don't like you no more. Arby, if he feels like it, he'll just randomly go against you and curse you out. Like, you thought he was your friend, and then you just see him randomly trying to troll you and make fun of you for something you did. I feel like Arby, he's one of those people, like, he's lame, but he wants to be cool with the cool kids at school. So he's a lame ass nigga, but he's trying to look for ways to unlame himself. So he tries to align himself with the cool kids so that they accept him. Arby is one of those people, he tries to fit in with the crowd. Even if it means abandoning his friends, you know. If it means he gets to be friends with the cool kids, he will abandon his friends that did nothing wrong to him. He's a very fake, self-conscious person. I just don't like niggas like him, because what happened with him was sometime in August, he typed this big ass paragraph. Apparently from what people told me, it was a troll thing, but basically, you know, like, y'all must know by now, throughout season 6, I was complaining about various things that I considered to be rigging and whatnot, etc. And Arby, he typed this big ass paragraph that was about me, and not just me. He was talking shit about the main MJD lineup. He talked shit about me, Zed, and Cree, bringing up our mistakes, making us look like hypocrites, things like that. Oh, but it's a joke. It's a troll. It wasn't a troll. This is my problem with trolls, right? When I accuse them of talking shit, they tell me they're just joking. They tell me they were just playing. They were just joking around. No, y'all wasn't, because why does your jokes feel so real? Why do they feel so true? Something that's supposed to be lighthearted and jokey, why does it feel like you're actually dead ass? Because you are dead ass. You can't tell me you typed all that shit and it's based off of stuff that might have went down, that actually went down, and it's a joke. No, these trolls keep saying they're joking, because if they admit they weren't joking, they might get in trouble. They might get accused of cyberbullying. They might get punished for what they've done. So they have to mask it as a quote unquote joke, quote unquote troll. It's not a troll. It's not a joke. You just got caught. That's it. It's like this in real life too. A lot of people in my life, they're just joking. No, it's not. It's not a joke. Like, if I was in school, back when I was in school, I would see people, quote unquote, joke around with a fat person, a fat, ugly woman, a fat, ugly girl or some shit. And they'll be laughing at her, you know, and then apparently that's a joke. No, you're just judging her because she's fat. You find her weight funny, and you can't help but judge her. You can't help but judge how fat she is. You just had to get it off your chest. You couldn't help but make some funny spectacle of her. It's not a joke. It's just an excuse to judge people. And a lot of these people apparently believe in God, but y'all want to walk around judging people. You think God likes your little quote unquote jokes? Fuck out my face with that bullshit. I know a joke when I see it, and half the shit these niggas be saying in real life and on the internet are not jokes. People are just insensitive and insincere, and they lie a lot. They hide their true intentions a lot. It's really that fucking simple. Next up is Realone. I'm putting Realone in S tier, but not because I've always hated him or anything like that. It's something he's done recently. This is probably the first time I have beefed with Realone. Usually Realone is nice and chill. He was like Arby. I thought Realone was just a guy that he likes to joke around, lighthearted and all that. He's very playful. He likes to do art for the game and skins for the game. He contributes a lot to the game. I thought it was nice and chill. I've never seen him make fun of me before until recently. I've known this nigga for years and I've never seen him say shit about me. He usually minds his business. He's not as active as others, but he's more active than inactive people, if that makes sense. He's usually nice and chill, and I never saw him as an op at first, but again, it's another classic, people not minding their business. So I was arguing with other ops. Maybe it was Defnod or Dman, I don't remember. This was like days ago from the time of this recording. This was like during the weekend. The weekend that just passed from this recording, from this video, if y'all see it. If y'all see the date, this was a few days ago. I was arguing with someone, going back and forth with someone. Realone swoops in, telling me about myself. He's trolling me. He's making fun of me, etc. He's also trying to tell me he's questioning my character. He's basically making fun of me and quote unquote trolling me because he's making fun of my character. I thought the purpose of trolling was to joke around and have a good time and no hard feelings. If it's no hard feelings, why are you telling me about myself? It seems like you have an agenda, a motive to get a point across rather than you're just having fun and spitting harmless jokes that don't hurt anyone emotionally. It seems more like you're trying to force me to behave myself because I'm acting immaturely. That's not trolling. That's just bullying. That's just trying to force people to do what you want them to do. And if they don't do what you want them to do, you're just gonna hurt them by talking shit. You're not trolling to have fun. You're trolling because you admitted it. You were annoyed. You read the things I was typing that day and you were annoyed. You found me annoying and you decided, let me make fun of this dude who's annoying me. You didn't try to block me. You didn't just mind your business. You didn't close the app. You didn't delete the app. You felt annoyed of something that had nothing to do with you. You didn't give a fuck that this had nothing to do with you. And you decided to just swoop in and talk shit and cyberbully. So for that, and then, you know how many times this, and by the way, guys, just for context on what I'm gonna say next, he's Asian, right? This Asian would constantly say the hard R, right? Everyone in this community says the hard R. Even black people say the hard R in this community. Not because they're racist inherently. It's more just like a joke, at least from what they say. As soon as I make Chinese jokes, he gets offended and him and Arby and others try to report me. They try to tag the PB2 staff because they're calling me racist. You know how many times everyone has said the hard R in the server, but as soon as I say a one little Chinese joke, it's y'all are offended. I thought y'all was trolls. I thought y'all were thick-skinned. I thought y'all hated me because I was sensitive. I thought y'all hated me because I couldn't take a joke. Oh, but as soon as I make a Chinese joke, I'm racist and y'all want to try to report me. Y'all see what I'm talking about? These niggas are not actual trolls. They mean everything they say. They just don't want to be held accountable for it. They want the benefits of freedom of speech without paying the consequences for it. They want the benefits of freedom of speech without the responsibility. And not just them. A lot of people in life are like this. It's not just them. Where do you think they get this shit from? They probably seen this in real life and learned from it. Now they're acting like those people. This is how a lot of them think. This is what I used to go through when I was in middle school, high school, some shit like that. This is exactly what I used to go through, and I'd have to combat that shit. Obviously, I won, because I don't let niggas like like that disrespect me, but that's besides the point. This is how they think. Oh yeah, real one, you're a bitch, by the way. Next one is Bloody. S tier. S tier. He's definitely an S tier. Bloody, the difference between Bloody and people like Real One and Arby, like, Bloody isn't lying when, like, you know, Bloody doesn't lie to me. He admits he is trolling me because he wants me to grow up. That's it. He thinks that I shouldn't be mad on a flash game. I shouldn't be mad on a virtual app. He actually is he was actually on a mission. He was trying to make me learn by trolling me. He thought he could toughen me up by constantly trolling me. He actually admitted it. He didn't give a fuck. Did it work? Hell no, because I don't learn like that, nor do I want to learn like that. I will keep fighting and doubling down until y'all niggas treat me with respect. It's really that simple. If I don't get that respect, oh well, I'm not backing down from shit. Because I know I'm right, and y'all niggas are just dickheads. And y'all looking for excuses to judge people all day and talk shit. And then as soon as somebody judges you, you want to fight them. You want to kill them. You want to report them. You want to ruin them. You want to break them. These niggas dish out, but they can't take. That's why, like, again, back when I was in middle school and high school, I would see all these school fights. You know how a lot of these school fights start? At least from where I lived at, where I went to at least. I don't know if it's like this all around the country or the world. Back when I would witness these fights that happened in school, a lot of these fights started because one person made a joke, the other person made a joke, the former person got mad at that joke and they ran the fade. They threw hands. That's it. A lot of these fights start over fucking jokes. Oh, but it's just a harmless joke. Why can't you take a joke? Most people can't actually take jokes. A lot of fights happen over words, but I'm the sensitive one. You know how many times I've seen someone say something in school and then they get punched in the face for it, but I'm the sensitive one? Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. You're not gonna make me feel guilty for being a human being. Fuck out my face with that bullshit. These niggas try to gaslight me into being their little punching bag, and I don't fall for it. They're just mad that I don't fall for it. A lot of niggas get shot over words in this world. Not even just in America. Other countries as well. You could be a politician. You don't hurt anybody. You don't punch anybody. You're not a violent person. You could get assassinated for your political views. You don't get assassinated for hitting someone or punching someone in the face. Just you using your freedom of speech can get you killed in this world. But I'm the sensitive one. When there's people that shoot politicians for their opinions, but I'm the one that can't take a joke. I'm the one that isn't thick-skinned. I'm the one that has to toughen up. When there are people with established careers well in their 40s. They're well in their 40s. They have their own everything. House, car, family, everything. They decide to grab a gun and assassinate a politician. But I'm the one that needs help. I'm the one that needs therapy because I get offended at every little joke that's thrown at me. I'm the one that needs therapy when there's people catching murder charges for foolish reasons. People that foolishly assassinate politicians who are just using their freedom of speech. People try to play the moral high ground because they want to look good. They see me butthurt. They see me mad. They see me acting like a child. And they use that as an opportunity to play the moral high ground, and they tell me to toughen up. They tell me I have to develop a thicker skin. But when I say some fucked up shit to them, they're the ones that lose their cool and do something childish. But they don't want to talk about that. They want to act like that never happened. Like, a lot of people in this world are pieces of shit, and I refuse to pretend like I'm friends with them. If I gotta make you my op, I will make this entire community my op if I have to. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't need none of these motherfuckers that talk shit about me. I don't need them. I don't need them to be my friend. They were never my friend in the first place. What the fuck I need from them? I got myself. bitch. Next up is Energy. Energy is the guy, for context, he's the guy that Josh paid $100 for during season 6. Right now, Energy seems chill right now. I don't see him talking shit about me. He hasn't talked shit about me throughout this entire season 6. He sees me get mad. He sees me rant and talk shit about other people. He doesn't really do anything. He just ignores. Ironically, this guy, and I used to have issues with him in the past, in previous seasons. Season 4 and 5, I used to have issues with this man. But season 6, he's completely left me alone. Why can't everybody do the same thing? Energy hasn't did anything wrong to me at all throughout these past few months that we've been playing Plazma League. He hasn't done anything to me. He's been ignoring me, minding his business. I don't know if he talks behind my back, but I don't see it. I don't hear it. So I don't give a fuck. My name wasn't mentioned. My name wasn't tagged. I didn't see anything, so I don't give a fuck. But I'm still gonna put Energy at least in the A tier because of stuff in the past. If y'all get the pattern. I don't forget shit like this easily. I don't care if you said something really bad to me in 2015. In 2025, I still don't like you. Even if we haven't spoken in 10 years, I don't like you. I never will until you patch things up with me, especially in a way that I like. If you can't do that, I have no problem always hating you. I don't give a fuck. Energy back in season, I don't know if it was season 4 or just season 5. I don't know. There has been times where Energy and I went back and forth. He was talking shit. He didn't like certain things about me. He made other people gang up on me. I don't know if this was 2023 or 2024, but it has happened at some point within these last few years, and it really hurt. It did. I'm not gonna lie, it did. I'm gonna stand on it. I'm not afraid to be honest with my emotions here. It hurt. It hurt. And I will never forget shit like that, So because of that, and I know Energy has calmed down over the years, but that does not erase what he's done. That does not erase it. It happened. The damage is done. So, you either can clean it up or you can continue pretending like it never happened. But until you clean it up, especially in a way that I can respect, you are an A tier. I also don't like how you accepted the $100. Oh my god, but you would have accepted $100 too. You would have accepted it. Yeah, I would have. And I would have finessed Josh. I would have taken that money and still not played in Plazma League Season 6. I wouldn't have played for him. I would have just finessed that nigga because he's a bitch. Or if I did play, I wouldn't try to help my team win. I would just play for fun and I wouldn't go all out. Ever since Energy got bought into the team, New Jiggers was winning every match. So MJD had to put an end to that, and we did successfully. Yakoblade, I would put that fuck nigga. I would put him in A tier. But mainly he's he's very similar to Arby. I was cool with Yako. I don't have much of a past with Yako, but he was in MJD in season 5, and we were cool. He quit the game last year because Panic made him quit. We were in a Rails match and I think Yako was performing like shit. I think Panic was roasting him for it. Yako got emotional. He got sensitive and emotional and he quit the game. He basically abandoned MJD for the rest of the season at the time. This was back when PL literally just started. This was when season 5 barely started and he already abandoned his team for something his team didn't even partake in. And then now, do I hate him for that? No, I don't. I don't like what he did, but that's not why he's an op. He's an op because he switched up. This year, we're in season 6, or we were, season's over. We won, of course. But throughout this season, there's been times where Yako would try to troll me, would try to talk shit about me and whatnot. He wasn't as vocal as the other ops that I've listed before, but he was there. And I just don't, why? And it's not that he said anything that was too much for me to handle. No. It's his character. He's very fake and fraudulent. Why is he coming for the very people that had his back in season 5? Now he's acting like my Opps. He's trolling me. He's at least from how it looks, he's not taking me seriously, etc., etc. Like, this wasn't the same Yako I met last year. He's like a completely different person. And every time we're arguing and I bring up how Panic made him leave the game last year, he doesn't want to talk about it. He avoids it. He doesn't even address it at all. He doesn't even talk about it. He just acts like the trolls. It's like he's trying to fit in with them. And then after MJD won season 6, he immediately leaves the server because he knows I'm gonna talk shit about him. He knows I will. So he's running away again like a bitch. I just don't like bitch niggas. I just don't. Like, if you're gonna talk all that shit, at least stand on it. Keep that same energy for when MJD wins. I guarantee you, if MJD lost season 6, Yako would still be in this server right the fuck now. He left because he did not want to take what he dished out. It's just bitch nigga shit. He's a bitch nigga. Yako is a bitch nigga. That's it. Up next is Luminary. I'll put Luminary in S tier. We had way more beef with each other in season 4. Of course, you know, he was the main guy who rigged season 4 and helped his team Uncivil Security win that season. And I had beef with him. Thing with Luminary is just like, he'll settle his beef with me. He at least tries to work things out between me and him. He'll settle it. And then years later, he's back on some bullshit and he's beefing with me because of my opinions. Like, it's the pattern. In season 6, he sees me complaining about things that have nothing to do with him. He tries to debate with me. He questions me. Then the debate turns into a back and forth of niggas insulting each other. Luminary is somewhat similar to Dman. Dman and Luminary, they think they're so smart. They just walk around looking for something to debate about. These niggas think that they're Steven Crowder, whatever the fuck his name is. That nigga that does the change my mind videos. Like, Luminary just like, if he doesn't agree with you, he's gonna argue with you or whatever and then say some insulting shit if things go south. It's like Luminary minds his business a lot, but there's gonna be moments where he just can't mind his business and he's gonna say shit. That's when he becomes an op. So it's like right now, me and Luminary, like, I don't like that nigga. He's S tier. Acellamy. Right now, I'll put him in D tier. Yeah, I'll put him in D tier. But it's not because we had an issue in season 6. No, it's just like, and Ace, for the most part, he's not confrontational, but sometimes he feels like he has to get some stuff off his chest. He might throw shots, and he thinks that we're not going to see that and clap back. And then when we clap back, he has an issue. So earlier in season 6, he along with other managers like Juan, they would try to threaten to leave Plazma League season 6 if MJD isn't dealt with for certain issues. So he's singling MJD out for something. That's one of the things I didn't like. And then like around the beginning of season 6, like, I don't know if it was a joke or not, but he made a team called Jacob is a bitch or whatever, like out of nowhere. I didn't even do anything to him. I wasn't even complaining about anything. I was just like chilling. He just randomly did that, and I felt like he kind of meant that shit, you know. But why he's D tier is because the past. Maybe in season 5 and season 4, me and Ace had a lot of arguments and fights. There's even times where I've argued with Acellamy so much he had to leave the server. Those are the things that make me want to make him a D tier. At the time of those arguments, he was more of an S tier to me, but he's kind of chilled out for the most part ever since. So I put him on D tier. Obinator, I'll put him in C tier. Obinator usually is chill. He's not walking around looking for a fight, but sometimes when the other ops come after me for whatever reason, sometimes Obinator is supporting them. Sometimes he'll support them. If Cole is trying to accuse MJD of something, here comes Obinator with a recording that is uploaded on his channel for evidence. If he sees me ranting about stuff, he'll remain silent and mind his business for the most part. But there's gonna be rare moments where I say things that catches his attention, and that's when he'll step in and at least say stuff. It's more like it's mixed. Obinator is like a snake, but he's not that big of an issue for me. He usually minds his business, but there's gonna be rare moments where Obinator is a snake. And guess what? He's one of the wire and higher ups. So if y'all can see the pattern I'm alluding to, y'all will understand what I'm talking about for the most part. So I don't like Obinator neither. I have my little things about him. He's usually in the background, but he's very much watching you, and he's very much thinking what he's thinking, and sometimes he might say shit. You never know. Tony Lover. Right now, I'm putting him in D tier. I'm putting Tony Lover in D tier. At the height of our beef though, because right now, he's chill. He's kind of left me alone for over a month. But at the height of our beef, let me tell y'all, y'all remember what I said about Reject's wife, right? And how, sometimes she'll chime in my beefs and say whatever the fuck or react how she reacts. Tony Lover was right there next to her. I think Tony Lover is like Reject's friend or Max Pig's friend. And Max Pig, he's in the same team as Reject. They were an egg, and Max and Tony, they actually knew each other in real life. So yeah, y'all can see, yeah. So he would be right there next to Reject's wife, going back and forth with me and making fun of me and whatnot. And I dealt with that, I dealt with him, of course, but he's chilled out ever since. But I don't forget shit like that easily. So for now, he's D tier. At the height of our beef, I would have put him in like B tier or even A tier. But right now, he's D tier. Def Not is S tier, or at least he's A tier. Maybe I'll put him S. Cause throughout the weekend that passed, he's pissed me off. He's very persistent. He's very annoying. He got my event staff removed temporarily, and I had to get it back through certain means and whatnot. He just doesn't know how to mind his business. What pisses me off about him is similar to Dman, but at least Dman was in a team. He was in New Jiggers. Def Not, he wasn't in any team. He doesn't even play the game anymore, at least from what I've seen. He's just kind of like a background character. So why the fuck is the background character trying to step up to one of the main characters that is one of the most noticeable people in the server? One of the most vocal people in the server. I'm in a team. I'm event staff. I've been put in various positive videos that got hella views. I got a good reputation. I've done way more in this game than Def Not ever did. Who the fuck is this nigga? He's just a regular verified member. That's it. Nobody really cares about him. No one takes him seriously for real. Who the fuck is this nigga? And he's trying to argue with me and go back and forth with me like we're buddy or like we know each other like that. Like this nigga's a nobody. This nigga's and then like he keeps on flexing like he's too busy doing shit in real life. And et cetera, et cetera. He's always judging me because I'm more online in Discord than he is and whatnot and shit like that, and he purposely wastes his time. Like he admits he'll purposely waste his time arguing with me, and he regrets doing it. He feels like it was a mistake, but then he proceeds to waste more time arguing with me, going back and forth, because just like Dman, just like Luminary, just like countless people on this op list, they don't know how to mind their business. They're enraged, they're feeling emotions, and they just can't bottle it up. They can't keep it to themselves. They just have to express it in toxic ways, even if it means making fun of me and trolling me. And then when I make fun of them back, they get mad. I literally I literally like clapped back at Death Knot. Death Knot was talking shit. I talked shit back. I said some fucked up shit. He said some fucked up shit. Yet he's the one that reports me and gets my event staff removed, and then I had to get my shit back. I thought he was a troll. I thought he had thick skin. He told me he didn't care if I insulted a relative of his cause, you know, one of his relatives passed away and I made fun of that relative. He retaliated by saying he'll find me and take my life or whatever. He threatened me. And by the way, Death Knot, I stand on everything I said about your uncle and you can't do shit about it. So suck my fat dick. And then he's the one that reports me, but I bet he didn't show Kyriakos all the bad shit he said about me. He probably only showed Kiri all the shit I said about him. So when I showed Kyriakos all the bad shit Death Knot said about me, Kiri understood, like, you know, I might have been wrong, but so was he, and he gave me back my event staff. Point blank, period. And I stand on everything I said. Don't fuck with me, nigga. You're not on shit, pussy. I wish you would come find me and me, nigga. I wish you the fuck would, you know. I wish you would so I could do something to you, you know. That's my problem with half of you ops on my shit, like on the internet. I don't know where y'all live in real life. That's my main problem with y'all. If we met in real life, y'all wouldn't be saying half the shit y'all saying to me on the internet. Next one is XLR. I'm putting XLR C tier. No, actually I'll put him in B tier. XLR is very inactive, but he was really active in 2023. He tried to revive Geno. Geno was a clan in Plasma Burst 2. He would try to revive it with Deadly Cheetah, who's also on this op list, by the way. And as they try to revive the clan, they would talk shit, competitively talk shit about people mid-match, and they would try to kick people, and I was one of those people. What happened was, and that's why, you know, Cheetah is also going to be put in the B tier along with XLR. They're kind of like best friends, old friends and all that. Well-known players in the community. How our beef started was we were in a match, Stride Sniper, and I was performing well. I wasn't saying shit. I was just silently playing like everybody else. Everybody else was just playing the game silently, not speaking, not typing, none of that. We were just playing the game, passing time. I was playing so well that Deadly Cheetah, XLR, they tried to kick me out the match. They was talking shit. They found me annoying. I don't know how I was annoying. I was just playing the game. But it's their egos. They just couldn't believe that me, of all people, improved so much. Like, and yes, they admitted it. They felt like I improved so much. I'm not the same me that I was in 2018, 2017 when we was all younger. We was all little kids and whatnot. I've improved in the game ever since. They couldn't believe that, and their egos got bruised, and they tried to make fun of me and kick me and all that shit, try to get me out the match. And what happened was I didn't just let them make fun of me like that. I stood up for myself. I was saying shit like, this is ghetto. Y'all niggas fell off. Y'all niggas fell off. Y'all are a shell of y'all former selves. Y'all used to be hot shit. Like, y'all was talking all that rah-rah in 2018. Now look at how y'all is now in 2023. Y'all niggas ain't shit. Y'all niggas ain't shit. Deadly Cheetah, go back to taking care of your kids. Go back to being a stripper, you know, cause y'all don't know Deadly Cheetah is a stripper. Like, she's a self-admitted stripper and she has children now. At the time, she also had children. So, and XLR, he has kids too. So I was also doing that cause I was talking shit. I'm like, go back, you know, take care of y'all kids. Why y'all playing video games? Take care of y'all kids. Y'all want to talk all that shit? Don't y'all sons need to go to school? Shut your bitch asses up. Fuck y'all talking about. And then they tried to wage war on YRN because of something that I said. They let one person cause them to wage war with YRN. And they proceeded to lose that war easily. After they calmed down and they realized their egos got bruised, they apologized to me and whatnot. And they started acting nice to me. And I appreciate the accountability they took. I really do. I didn't even feel like putting them on this list. Well, not putting them. I didn't make this list. I didn't feel like bringing them up. but it's just like, there's a common theme here. A lot of these trolls got egos, they got agendas, but they mask it. They mask it and whatnot. So I have to let y'all know about this. Now, the last one on the list, this is the only guy on the list that I had to tell to put on the list. Juan. Juan was the one that made this list, and he didn't include himself. He thought that I didn't consider him an op. I had to tell him, no, you're an op too. Put yourself on the list. You're an op as well. You know, you are an op too. No, let's not act like, no, you're also an op, you know. So I made him include himself onto the list. And as y'all know, like, I explained a little bit of the YRN conflict a long time ago in this video. So yeah, my main issue with Juan is, like, I just feel like one moment he's chill, and then the next moment he's like an asshole. One moment he's chill, and then the next moment I think he's rigging these tournaments. Let me try to run through it quick. As y'all know, I was complaining about the FA system, the veto system, all that shit. In season 5, nobody was listening to me. There would be moments I said where, you know, and then like if y'all recall, I said, like, there's moments where Juan would insult me. He might tell me to shut the hell up. He might tell me to shut up, etc. And then here's something that I don't think I told y'all, but in the end of season 5, Kree was going to do me a favor and trade me into Misfits because it looked like Misfits was gonna win. So Kree tried to do me a favor and put me into Misfits. And some of Misfits, they were actually on board with this. They wanted me traded onto their team. If anything, originally, I was supposed to be in Misfits. I was gonna join Misfits from the beginning, but then Kree decided to make MJD. I didn't think he would do that, so I was like, okay, let me join MJD. Like, I'm loyal to MJD, you know? But, so then towards the end of the season, things weren't looking too good for MJD, so Kree talked to some Misfits and they were gonna put me on their team. And guess who made sure that didn't actually happen? Juan. I was gonna get traded. Juan felt like I wasn't worth, like, no. Basically, what was gonna happen? They were gonna, Kree was gonna trade me for Sariel and KYB. Juan felt like I was too good for that. He felt like that trade was bullshit because I was better than Sariel and KYB put together. Instead of supporting the decision and doing me a favor, he wants to act technical. He's trying to make himself look objective when in reality, he just did not want me in Misfits. He did not want me on that team, and he was just looking for excuses to reject the offer. He was not being objective. He could have been lenient. He could have been generous. He could have been nice and just put me on the team. Just, like, it's not that serious. It's a fucking flash game. It's a fucking virtual tournament. Why you gotta be so technical for? Even in real life, people are more generous. Like cops, for instance, police. There's a million things that cops can arrest you for or fine you for. Most of the time, police look the other way because they don't want to be dicks. They understand we have bills to pay, taxes, we got families, we got things that's stressing us out. There's no one getting hurt in the streets or anything like that. Cops often ignore some minor crimes. They ignore it. They act like it didn't happen. They don't really care about that shit. There's bigger things they have to worry about. So most of the time, cops are very generous. And if they do come after you, they might give you a little warning. They might give you a little thing. They won't go all out with the charges. They're just going to give you a little thing. That's them also being generous. They weren't being technical. They weren't being dicks. None of that. They were trying to be merciful because they understand it's hard out here. They understand that. So they try to take it easy on citizens. Why can't Juan be like that? There's times where Juan is chill, and then there's gonna be moments where Juan is like hard-headed as fuck. There's gonna be times where he's hard-headed as fuck and he's arguing with people. Now, that's not the main reason he's an op. He became my op in season 6. And obviously after season 5, he was one of the people that tried to convince me to rejoin YRN. But obviously he wasn't on board with just giving me back my prestige upon coming back. So I stayed out the server. In season 6, this is why he's my op, right? Again, he's chill for the most part. Then there's gonna be random days where he does some infuriating bullshit. One thing was, there was a time in the middle of season 6. Juan, basically, here's the thing with the free agency system. In season 6, you were only allowed to get one free agent. From what I remember, I think you were allowed to get one free agent. 300, the team that Juan led, they tried to get 2 free agents. And everybody lost their shit. Everybody was saying Juan was rigging. I was saying he was rigging. We were, there was chaos for a little while. And then out of nowhere, he tells me he's trolling. He's quote unquote trolling. And he tells me it's a tradition every season to troll like this. Like, what? I've been playing Plazma League since 2020. I was in season 3 in 2020. I was in season 4 in 2023. Season 5 in 2024. Season 6 in 2025. I've never seen this happen over and over every season. I've never seen some troll shit like this. So it was pretty obvious that Juan, he wasn't trolling. He just got caught. And then that wasn't the only thing. Like, me and Juan have had several arguments in the event staff channel. I'm not going to disclose what those arguments were about. We would argue and bicker for a long time, for long periods of time. And not just me and Juan. Juan argues with everyone for hours. He'll argue with the commissioners. He'll argue with his fellow YRN mates. He'll argue with Reject. You know, he's just very hard-headed. He's one of those hard-headed people, like, they might work out, they might be physically strong, but in the head, they're not that tough in the head. They're hard-headed. They don't understand actual logic, actual reasoning. They're always standing on shit. They never want to change for people. They never want to at least try to understand other perspectives. He's dedicated to standing his ground even when he knows he's incorrect, even when he knows he's wrong. He's very hard-headed. I know a lot of people, several people like that I have met in my life that are just like him. He falls under this category of people, kind of like Pokemon. You know how there's different types of Pokemon? There's different types of people. And Juan falls under a certain type. And I don't like that type. He argues, earlier this month in September, he had an argument with Reject. Because what happened was, after MJD beats 300 in the semifinals, he quits. Like, he doesn't even want to face Egg in the losers bracket. He wants to give Egg the win. He was done. When he realized he couldn't win PL anymore, because after you lose the finals, you're not going to get first place anymore. I think there's a losers bracket, or there could have been. I don't know if it was confirmed or not. I don't think it was confirmed, but there could have been a losers bracket just for fun. And what happened was, most of Juan's team, they wanted that scrimmage. They wanted that losers bracket to happen. Juan, he was the one that refused to let it happen. Reject tried to convince him for hours to do it, and Juan was not cracking. He wasn't breaking. He kept standing his ground and not just letting a simple, fun scrimmage, he refused to just let his team do a simple, fun scrimmage. That scrimmage wouldn't have did anything. It wouldn't have amounted to anything. It was just for fun. Like, even if Egg was gonna receive the 3rd place win, regardless of whether or not the scrimmage happened, they just wanted to play for fun. No harm. No, nothing. Like, if, let's say they did the scrimmage and Egg lost. Egg would still be third place because Juan, he basically forfeited. But still, even though this unofficial third place, unofficial scrimmage were that, was just unofficial, Juan just did not want his team to play. So he was hard-headed. And then what happened? Mid-argument, he was caught deleting messages. I don't remember if he was deleting rejects messages in the middle of the argument. I don't remember. Sometimes reject would also show Juan things he said in the past that makes the stuff he's saying in the present look bad at the time. He would delete those messages too. And then reject, of course, he would tag everyone so that they witnessed this abuse of power. And what happened was, you guessed it, Juan said he was trolling, quote unquote trolling. The moment everyone is holding Juan accountable, he's trolling. Wanna know something too? I was silently witnessing that argument take place. I was minding my business. I wasn't saying anything. I was just watching. I didn't react. I didn't say anything. Even after I got tagged, I didn't say shit because I was going to defend Reject, but there's been things, again, this is why I made Reject D tier. Reject is not an op, but he, unlike the other people in the D tier, there's some people like Reject on the D tier that are not my actual ops, but they have done oppish things. So I didn't defend Reject. I just minded my business. I didn't defend him, but I also didn't go against him. I just stayed out of it because there has been times throughout this tournament he has fucked me over. So I'm like, this is my payback. This is my payback. And also, I knew that Juan might pull this. I was trolling. I knew it was going to be a dumbass, pointless back and forth argument. So I tried to stay out of it. And guess what? I ended up being right. He was trolling, quote unquote trolling. Let's be real. He was not trolling. He just got caught. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. But you see, every time they don't want to get in trouble, because obviously if Juan was not trolling, he would have gotten demoted. So he had to cover it up by saying he was trolling. And then he's like, what, I can't troll anymore? It's just trolling, bro. It's just trolling, bro. No, it's not. And you of all people know how I feel about that trolling shit. So why the fuck would you try to troll me if you were trolling? That's very insincere, inconsiderate, insensitive. That's the opposite of chill. And yes, Juan took part in rigging Plazma League Season 6 and also Season 5. He's one of the main reasons I say that YRN is corrupt. He's one of the main reasons I think that clan is corrupted. YRN is the main clan that's active, and they're the main clan that signs up for these tournaments. So if I consider a tournament rigged and somehow that tournament is predominantly YRN, I'm gonna say YRN is corrupted. That simple. And every time I say YRN is corrupted, Juan swoops in and acts bothered and starts arguing with me, which means that I struck a nerve and there's some truth, at least some truth in what I said. So yeah, and I will also say there were some good things Juan has did for me and for MJD, but all the bad shit he did severely outweighs it. So I'm gonna have to put Juan, because of how pissed he has made me, whether he was trolling or not, how pissed he made me, I'm gonna have to put Juan in the S tier. Now, I'll have to thank B-Free for reminding me about Yen. I forgot that Yen was my op. So special thanks to B-Free for reminding me. By the time I'm recording this, it's Friday. It's Friday of this week, and B-Free reminded me, I think, yesterday or some shit. So I have to thank him for reminding me. Either he reminded me Thursday or Wednesday, I don't remember. Yeah, Yen is an op, but he's not, I don't hate him a lot. It's more like he's a D tier. I'm gonna put Yen in the D tier. But he is an op. Because, it's not that he talks a lot of shit about me. It's not that. It's just, and he rarely even talks to me or about me. It's just the times he did talk about me and talk to me, it was negatively, And it's on, I think, Kree's channel. One of the live streams he might have recorded, maybe 1 or 2 live streams of me ranting in a post-match interview. You'll catch Yen saying something about me that I didn't like. I think it was along the lines of like, he wanted to mute me, not have staff mute me, more like, you know how on Discord you're on VC, you can turn down the volume for specific people in the VC. So if you turn my volume all the way down, you won't have to hear me rant and speak. He said he was gonna do that to me. I'm like, this is another case of, do you have to say that? Just do it. If you want to be mature and all that, and you don't want to hear me ranting and complaining and whining, why are you gonna tell people you're going to lower my volume down? Just lower it. Shut the fuck up, mind your fucking business, and just lower the fucking volume. That's it. You think anyone but me cares that you lowered my volume? Just do it. Just fucking do it. Why do people always have to vocalize every little thought they have? These are grown people, by the way. Whatever happened to keeping your thoughts to yourself? Whatever I was ranting about in that voice chat, it had nothing to do with you. So why are you still, why do you have to vocalize these things about me? And then another thing he ended, right? Arby, if y'all don't, I think I brought this up earlier in the video. Arby, he made a paragraph about me and MJD. It was a quote unquote troll, if I don't remember what I said earlier. I think he took part in entertaining it. I think he either pinned it or just encouraged its pinning or some other shit. So he encouraged something that I took offense to. And that's my main problem with him too. He had no business doing that. He had no fucking business. Now, I'm not angry enough to put him in any other tiers. That's why I'm not going hard on Yen. I'm not going in on him. I already called him Kim Jong-un because, I'm not going to explain that joke. But if y'all know, y'all know. And I'm not going to explain that joke and sound like a racist. So, but if y'all know, y'all know. I already clapped back at him, but it's still fuck that nigga. He's still a bitch. He's still a bitch ass nigga. It's just what he did didn't really piss me off enough. That's why I don't feel like screaming or crashing out. It wasn't that bad. Half the shit these ops did, for the most part, there's half of these ops, it's not that they said anything that's really bad. It's not that. It's just, I'm stressed. I'm complaining every day about something more serious like PL, right? And yes, PL is serious. Even if it's a flash game and it's an online virtual tournament, that's not the point, It's what people did to said tournament that made it go from fun and non-serious to ass and serious. I took PL seriously for personal reasons that I can't disclose on YouTube. And it's mainly having to do with my teammates and how they view PL and what they went through during the prime years of PB2 or post-prime years and whatnot. It made me take PL seriously because I wanted to win and make my friends happy. It's deeper than just a game. It's deeper than that. If it was up to me, I would have quit this dumbass game a long time ago. But, aside from that, that's what happens. And so imagine people taking advantage of me being stressed, me being emotional about something serious, and they're making jokes and trolling and trying to rage bait me and provoke me, even if the jokes didn't hit that hard. Most of the jokes didn't hit that hard. It's the act of trying to rage bait someone who's already raging. That's fucked up to me. And Yen took a small part in that. So he's an op too. Now the next one is Megawulf. Someone reminded me of Megawulf unintentionally. I think it was Reject or Domino or whoever. I don't really remember. But someone said Megawulf's name and I instantly remembered Megawulf was one of my biggest ops. And apparently he was damn near everyone's biggest op. And Megawulf is seen as a pedophile in the game. I'm not gonna get into that. It's not my business per se. It's not really my business to get into that. And everyone already understands how he's a pedophile. You can literally look him up on YouTube. So if y'all want to look up more things about Megawulf, then, just look it up on YouTube. But what Megawulf did to me was I met Megawulf, I think either 2020 or 2021 or even 2022, somewhere within that time period. I was in the game grinding PB2, trying to get first place legend and all that. One day I met Megawulf for the first time. This was after Megawulf was already like a certified pedophile and whatnot. I think I was in a map. I don't remember what happened, but me and Megawulf started going back and forth with each other. I don't know if Megawulf got mad that I was whooping his ass. You know how I talked about the Geno situation earlier? Maybe I was whooping Megawulf's ass and Megawulf got mad. I don't know. I don't remember. I kind of moved on from the situation because I got my W. But, basically, like, as we were going back and forth, I called him a pedophile. Like, I knew he was a pedophile. I just didn't care at the time because it's not my business. But I used the pedophile angle against him because if y'all see the pattern, when I actually try to be tame, when I try to hold back a lot, people keep going back and forth with me. They don't shut the fuck up. So I have to step it up a little bit. It's no different from a fist fight, from a fight. You might want to hold back, but it's not going to make your op back off. You have to use a little bit more of your strength to back them off you. It's not going too far because you're using necessary force, because even when you're holding back more, they keep attacking you. So you have to use more of your strength, So I used more toxic roasts and one of my jokes had to do with him being a pedophile. After I called him a pedophile, this nigga want to report me. He want to report me to the staff, and he got me banned for a little while. I thought it was true he was a pedophile. I used it against him, yet they banned me for calling him a pedophile, even though he started with me first. But you see, at the time, several PB2 staff had his back for some reason. I don't know his full history. It's just he was infamous for being a pedophile. He's fat, he's a pedophile, and he's in cahoots with the PB2 staff. And he's known for also being trash at the game, which is how I was able to whoop his ass. And he got mad, I don't know his full history. I just know that everybody thought he was a pedophile. There was proof and everything. Everyone's seen the screenshots, all of that, So I used it against him when he was trying to bully me. And I got banned for it. From what I remember, I think that I got him banned afterwards. Cause not all PB2 staff are bad. Only some are corrupted, not all of them. So after we got that situation handled, I think Megawulf got banned. And obviously I haven't seen Megawulf ever since. I don't know if I got him permabanned or he just got tired of the game. A lot of people get tired of this dumbass game and want to quit and move on with their lives. And I was just like that too. I moved on with my life. And I quit the game at one point. Then I came back because people wanted me to play Plazma League. That's about it. So yeah, Megawulf, I'm gonna put that nigga in S tier. I don't hate him no more because I already handled him. It's just, I remember how pissed he made me when he came after me and also got me banned. I've never had someone get me banned like that before. I've never had someone do that. Usually they're the ones getting banned for what they said to me. And usually people don't snitch. People don't report over a roast session. But y'all see the pattern. These guys love to talk shit and they love to act tough. They love to act gangster. But then when you out tough them, when you beat them in their own game, they turn into civilians. They start snitching. They start ratting. They start telling on you. But I'm sensitive. But I'm the soft one. I'm the one that doesn't have thick skin. I'm the one that can't take a joke. But when I out joke you, you report me to the staff. How does that work? See, this is why I don't like a lot of people. This is why I don't like to make a lot of friends. Cause most people ain't shit. Most people are fake and hypocritical. Most people like to gaslight, like to oppress you, like to make you feel like shit for being who you are. Most people like to do bad things to you, and then when you complain to them, they start playing the moral high ground. They start acting self-righteous. They start giving you all this meaningful advice, but not taking it represent themselves. And then when you go too far with them, they report you. They play victim. A lot of people ain't shit. And it takes a toxic argument to see their true colors. Megawulf is one of my, he's like top 5 worst ops I've ever seen on PB2. And I started playing this game in 2011. And within all this time, it's been about 14 years. Megawulf is one of my worst ops, period. So yeah, that's everyone in the list, that I talked about. Some people I had to skip. I didn't, for reasons I provided in the beginning of this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and share with your boys. Thank you guys for listening.